test taking can't always be priority one.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. This was in the spring, this past spring. I was speaking at beginning with Children's Public School in Brooklyn. And in the middle of my speech, talking about my mother, this kid started punching the desk, and I'm looking at him, and he started punching the desk. And then another teacher was like, I ain't gonna say the same. You have to leave. And I said, no, 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 no. Let him stay, because he had a look in his eyes that was very familiar. I remember that look. That was me. And he started saying, my mom's so stupid. My mom's so stupid. And I said, let's talk about it. And the other kids were really uncomfortable. I said, let's talk about it. I'm here to share my story. And he said, my mother died 2 weeks ago. They lived in the Marcy Projects. And my stepdad told her to move, but she wouldn't. And she was killed. And another kid raised his hand. He told a story about his cousin. And I sat there. And I explained my story. And I gave these cool metaphors about, just being young and dealing with pain and trauma and that kind of thing. But I couldn't leave that school just with a speech. Every single Friday for the rest of that school year, I was with them. I decided to stay with them and do icebreaker games. And we all read my book, and we talk about the poetry in my book. And, but we can't kick him out the classroom. What would happen if they just kicked him out the classroom without telling his story and someone made fun of him that day? He was hurting. So I think the key really is to be patient, just like Ken did with me, is, just being there for you. Like, let's join a community center. Let's go to another school and do some erg races. It's really just being patient with them and really getting to the bottom of what's going on in their lives and talking with them. I talk about in the book, not just talking at people or not just trying to get a withdrawal from kids, but really making a deposit. When you make a positive deposit in their lives, that's when you get a withdrawal. And a lot of times we had teachers just talk at us, and we never told those teachers our stories. But those who made a deposit, they got a positive withdrawal every time.
I kind of want you to go to every school, because so many students who, as you say, you see yourself in them.
Mm-hmm.
They just we have to find a way to let them know that they're loved and that they are valued, because it would be easy to end up in a gang. I mean, your own family, right? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Like I said, my mother was a drug addict. My brother was in gangs, and cousin was in gangs, and that's because the generation before me was beaten by their dad, and my aunts and uncles were beaten by their dad, and for us it was, they all dropped out. I was the first to graduate high school in my generation, and one day my mother didn't come home, and a week later she didn't come home, and